Yeah, yesterday, Coach Budenholzer was saying that the Clippers have a lot of length and bigs, a lot of size in their starting five.
Yeah.
So, what is it like going up against Harden and Powell and trying to stop them closing out on one or the other?
Yeah, I mean it's tough. They're great players. A lot of scoring firepower. James obviously a lot of playmaking comes with it. He's been doing this for a long time. He knows. Um, he's seen every coverage. He's seen every defensive scheme. He knows how to pick apart a defense. But you gotta try to make him uncomfortable. Um, Try not to let them get in a rhythm. All it takes is one for them, and they can heat up quick. So um, it provides a tough challenge, but something that we're gonna have to be ready to go for.
With this iteration of the starting five having 3 7-footers and K, and also with Bull and Nick, how does that help going against the Clippers front line? Like the Budenholzer saying a lot of size.
Yeah, I think it helps. I think it helps. Just added length. Some more rim protection. Just bigger crowds. So again, they got a lot of firepower, but the more bodies you can show them, the more crowds, the less space they have. The more difficult it is to try to find your rhythm.
How do you like going into your 6-man role so far?
It's not my first time coming off the bench. That's something I did for my first 8 years of my career. So I know how to approach it. I know how to mentally, be engaged in the game, and trying to come in and kind of find your rhythm and find the pace of the game, from the sideline first, rather than being out there. So it's nothing new to me. I've done it before, and just trying to help this team win.
I know this isn't where you guys expected to be at this point in the season, and injuries have played a part in that. But
Yeah.
how would you kind of explain how you guys have gotten to this point?
I just think not playing our best basketball. Both ends of the floor. We just haven't played up to where we, honestly have needed to play. It just hasn't been good enough. We haven't been good enough. And that's kind of what it comes down to. We just simply haven't been good enough. Haven't executed well enough. Haven't played hard enough. And so that's something we gotta fix. And we got 21 more games to try to go on a run and close the gap and get into this play-in. So tension's got to be intensity's got to be at an all-time high. Attention to detail's got to be at an all-time high. In every game right now, honestly, is a must-win.
To your point about that, being on the outside looking in on that plan, does it feel like something that you guys can get done?
It does. We've shown at stretches this year that we can play really high-level basketball. We show it at stretches throughout each game. We just haven't put it together for a full 48, in a while, and we just feel like we're leaving so much on the table. But we definitely feel we're still confident. We know what we have in that locker room. We know when we're all together, when we're all clicking, what we're capable of, and so we're still confident in it.
Putting it together for a full 48, how much is this team kind of feeling that urgency with closing it out the season, just 21?
Yeah, like I just said, it's at an all-time high right now. The intensity, the attention to detail, the pressure is on, but we did that to ourselves. And again, each game, it's you can't afford to drop, any more games. Honestly, we need all the wins we can get. We got to close this gap. We're trying to, we're fighting for our life right now.
Book and Kev have talked about when things get tough, it feels like the communication kind of shuts down and things get quiet.
Yeah.
I know that you guys all seem to get along. So how do you kind of fix that when things get tough to continue to have those conversations and push through?
Yeah, I think we probably we probably get along too well to where we don't have enough tough combos. We don't, have those difficult conversations when things kind of get in a bad way. But again, I think that's also why we still believe, why we're still confident in what we can do down the stretches because of, we don't have any, bad apples in the locker room. Like, we all get along. We got high character guys in there that believe in one another, and we're extremely talented. And we feel like we get clicking and we get on the same page, then we can go on a run.
You've come from a losing situation before, and so coming here, asking Brad yesterday about it in perspective and saying that you got to water the grass, to make it greener where you are.
Yeah.
And paraphrasing what he said. So, do you believe that same philosophy here? And even though you said that you're signing here to come win a championship?
Yeah, definitely. It's it's something where you got to just stick with it. The season's a long season. We've been in a bad way here for a little while, but at the same time, again, we feel like things can flip and can change quickly, and that's why you play the games. That's why you show up every day to practice, to continue to work. And so it starts with you got to take it game by game. So it starts with the game tonight. You got to get one and then try to build on that.
Quick aside from this season, but Tuesday marks the 5th anniversary of the NBA shutting down because of the pandemic. Do you remember where you were when you first got that call that this season would be postponed?
Yeah, we were. We flew to Portland from Memphis that day, so it was a long flight. We got to the hotel. I was watching the OKC game, and there had been kind of the rumors of like this new, virus that was going around that could be bad, but I feel like it was kind of like there's always a virus, you know what I mean? Or there always is the new sickness or the new flu strand or stuff like that. And so they stopped the game, and I think that was, for me, what kind of was the weird eerie feeling. And then we had a team meeting that night, and they kind of told us what was going to happen. And it was you just didn't know what to do. Like, you didn't know, no one knew anything. So no one, you didn't know if it was airborne, if it was on surfaces. So it was just this weird, confusing feeling. And we ended up flying back home the next morning. And I remember my wife was pregnant with our son, Junior, and so that added a whole different kind of dimension for us, just trying to keep her safe and healthy. And I think it was probably 1 or 2 days after that they kind of canceled or postponed the season at the time. And yeah, it was just a weird time, but a time I'll vividly remember for the rest of my life, for sure.